Hey, Dreaming of Diamond. I am so excited about this. Well, and we might have powerhouse guests. We might have Gillian's Dreaming of Diamond on here, which we have the same team name, which is totally bizarre and not surprising at all. She is just so important to me, and she is going to be talking to us about all things autophagy, which is such a her fate. Like she loves it. I'm gonna just shut up and I'm gonna let her go. So go. Love you.
Okay, everybody, Sadie, thanks for inviting me here. And, autophagy is one of those fun big words to throw around, but we can make it really, really simple. So first, I just want to start with I want to tell you guys who I am. If you don't know, I'm a certified health coach for going on 9 years. And I started teaching fasting right away. I took a lot of fasting programs. So fasting has always been my kind of go to when a client hires me as a health coach. This is all, years ago before the blessing of reset arrived in a bright orange box. I previously had every new client conduct a 3-day fast. And let me tell you, it was super hard because I was not like super nice about it. I was like, this is what you have to do. It's going to suck and you're going to struggle and then you're going to feel amazing. So I didn't say it like that, but y'all know that's the reality. If you've tried fasting on your own or without the help of reset, it can be really challenging, confusing, and you feel all sorts of weird symptoms that you're like, what's happening in my body? So that's the way I used to teach fasting. I would do groups, I do one-on-one. I did like some corporate lunch and learns. I'm sure none of them did it, but you know what I mean? This is my bandwagon for a long time. So obviously when the reset box was delivered to Plexus like a miracle baby from the sky, I
You
was
tell me what to do.
completely blown away because suddenly as a health coach, and this is really applies to anyone, but in my business, I no longer had to teach people, first of all, how to make bone broth. Well, that was fun. That was fun to try to teach people and convince people to make their own bone broth, right? So if you've done it before, I love you. If you haven't, it's not that hard, but I get it. Not everyone wants to cook a whole bird in their instant pot or their pot. So getting people, first of all, to pay me to teach them how to stop eating was hilarious. And then getting them to make bone broth, and they're kind of like, what did I sign up for? So I just want to give you sort of the alternative of, and maybe you're one of those people, you've tried lots of things with varying degrees of success. And then reset arrived like that miracle baby from the sky. And suddenly we were like, anyone could teach people how to fast at that point. With that booklet, it's literally all you need. Most people do not want the amount of detail that I'm about to give you just for fun. But so I just kind of wanted to get a feel from y'all. If you want to, in the chat, you can let me know if you have done a fast before. Just put a 1 in the chat if you've done any kind of fasting. And then also give me a 2 in the chat if you've done the plexus reset. And that's going to help me just kind of know who I'm talking to. But I'm going to talk to everybody. And I'm also I want to talk to people who are literally like, why am I here? My friend made me come. And what are we doing? So first, let's start with what in the actual heck is autophagy. So this comes from the Greek words auto and phagy. Okay, so auto self, phagy eating. So autophagy means self-eating. Oh, look at all these reset people. Oh, some people are neither. That's okay too, because maybe you have something going on in your body and you just don't feel comfortable doing a 3-day fast. 100% okay. You could do it for 1 day. I have clients who can't or aren't willing to do the 3-day fast, and they just do 1 day. They buy the box and they use 1 day at a time or 2 days at a time. Okay, that's really common, and that's a good thing too. Okay, so before we go further, I was gonna quiz y'all real quick. So everyone get out a pen and paper. Here we go. Scientifically, autophagy involves several sequential steps: initiation, nucleation, elongation, and fusion. The process begins with the formation of a phagospore, a small vesicle in the cytoplasm. This structure expands by encoding lipid bilayers and materials to form an autophagospore, which is double membrane vesicle that engulfs the cellular material designated for degradation. I'm just kidding. You didn't have to write any of that down. Remember when Sadie said she puts everything in such an easy to learn method? Yeah, that wasn't it. But if you do like sort of the actual science of what is autophagy, like not just the benefit, like most people just care about the benefit. But if you're like nerdy and you want to know the cellular mechanism, like what exactly happens, if you listen to that and didn't like glaze over because it's late at night, you heard that a special cell is formed to engulf the dying material, digest it with enzymes, and then like poop out the good stuff, not really poop, but secrete the good stuff back into the body that you can use. Okay, so if you want that, I'll send it to you. There's also some great stuff in here about the mammalian target of rapamycin. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Okay, so when I learned about fasting, that was the way I learned. And then I was like, nobody is going to listen to me if we're talking about the mammalian target of rapamycin. So, okay. So now we kind of know where everyone's at. Most of you have done some type of fasting. Some of you have done neither. 3 Mondays a month. I love it. That is fantastic. So why, first, let's just run through some of the misconceptions, because I feel like as a Plexus ambassador, it's important to know sometimes people don't tell you what they're thinking, but these are just kind of Google things. Like sometimes I like to Google objections and just find out, what does the world think? What are people Googling about fasting? Like what's kind of going on with that? And sometimes I ask ChatGPT to scan the internet for me, or I look at Google. So biggest misconceptions about fasting, so you know where your people are coming from. Some people believe that it is only for weight loss. Okay, incorrect. It can help weight loss. It can promote weight loss. Some people think it is just downright dangerous, that it's dangerous to not eat. So many people thought that more fasting is always better. So if 1 day is good, 10 days must be amazing, right? In fact, if you're fasting too often, too long, too frequently, you can experience muscle waste or nutrient deficiencies. Okay, so you have to be wise and really listen to your body. I encourage people to keep a journal or some notes in their phone. And the other one the other misconception I really like is that eating will turn off autophagy. And actually, autophagy is kind of like a sliding scale. So that's why, even though reset, we're still consuming a lot of nutrients, almost 600 calories worth of protein, fiber, and fat, and all that good stuff. The reason why we can still experience autophagy with reset, and I had to go toe to toe with someone once to help them understand that autophagy still happens with reset, is because the calories are low enough that you're still experiencing those benefits. So, so we want to follow the box very carefully. Obviously, if there's something in there you can't tolerate, like the caffeine, that's okay. Drink another hydrate, drink another pink drink. Okay, so so now that, let's see, I'm just checking those comments there. Tell me, feel free to add to the comments why, if you want to, if you feel comfortable, since so many of you have been fasting, tell me one reason why you fast. Like, why do you personally fast? And then I'll run through some of the benefits of fasting, which many of them you're going to know, but I really want to emphasize a few of these. So when you think about fasting in general, I want you to I'm going to give you a couple of metaphors that are just kind of cute. You can use them in your social media posts or when you're talking to your customers or potentials. So, so one of the metaphors I like is that autophagy is like a spa day for your cells, right? They rest. When you stop consuming food all day long, the body goes into rest and repair mode. And that falls right in line in accordance with our evolution as human beings. Human beings did not evolve with a constant source of food and calories and, well, especially sugar, but just the overabundance of food at all times, everywhere you go, the grocery store, the basketball game, everywhere you go, there is food, food, food. And that is just not in line with our evolution. So it's no wonder that we're faced with so much systemic disease. Okay, feel so clean on those days. Yes, mental energy and clarity, weight loss, mental clarity. Okay, those are great. Yes, weight loss is why you started and then feeling refreshed and energized after. I don't know why, but when I fast, I always feel the need to tell Sadie, because I'm just like, I literally feel like I could solve all the math equations to fly to the moon right now. Like by the end of day 2, I literally feel like Albert Einstein. And that is a known benefit of fasting, not to feel like Albert Einstein, but just that you feel like that extreme clarity because you've cleared the cellular matrix. They've done the spring cleaning, and all that dead and dying material has gone out the door. If you like to recycle, if you're into sustainability, then you can use recycling as your autophagy metaphor. So the body is designed to do this. It already does it for us. Fasting on purpose enhances it. So it already happens, like when you exercise, you enhance autophagy. Okay, so this is a wonderful benefit of exercise. When you sleep, your body naturally attempts autophagy, gets into rest and repair mode. Let's see. Okay, sleeping. Oh, one of my favorite benefits is longevity and aging gracefully. Okay, so when you're fasting and you're dropping that insulin and blood sugar, you're really plummeting those levels in the body. It's a natural anti-ager. It's a natural mood lifter, all those good things. So I'm going to go ahead and just read my list here so I stay on track. Why fasting? Why autophagy? So, and I'll get to more details about how to fast for autophagy in general, just so you have that knowledge if you don't already. Why fasting? So we've got that cellular cleanup, cellular renewal, removes cellular debris. So I read that sort of scientific description of this special phagospore being formed, and it engulfs the dead and dying material. Don't you just love the image of that? I just love to think of this little battle going on in my body when I'm fast asleep on my reset. There is like a literal battle for my health taking place. And I don't have to do anything except not eat. Okay. So let's see, naturally anti-aging. I mentioned that increases longevity. So it's more than just looking cute. It's feeling cute and living longer. I couldn't find like anything specific that I thought was solid to say, how much this promotes longevity, but in general, it's widely accepted that fasting actually increases your lifespan and reduces the risk of all age-related diseases. And that's code for inflammation-related diseases, okay? Improves your heart health. And specifically what it does is removes non-functioning heart cell material, sends it out. Okay, improves your immune response, meaning that your immune system, when you fast and you drop all that junk out of your body, your immune system suddenly has on like a fresh pair of contacts. Y'all wear contacts or glasses. If you let your glasses get really dirty, obviously you cannot see very well. So your immune system, when it cannot see very well, it tends to attack everything and the wrong things, right? It cannot read the name tags on all the things you're consuming, all the things coming into your body. So I want you to think about your immune system as constantly reading name tags, and everything you consume is wearing a name tag, and your immune system is trying to figure out if you're a friend or foe. So when you are fasting, it sharpens your immune response. It corrects your immune response, okay? Weight management, obviously, calorie deprivation always aids in weight management, but more specifically, it bottoms out that insulin and glucose. So it improves your insulin sensitivity. So when people are insulin resistant, it's sometimes caused, I'm going to be very generalized right now, okay, because this is based on what people we generally work with Plexus, right? It's usually a matter of overeating, but not just overeating, constant eating, okay? When you're constantly eating, the pancreas is constantly having to send insulin out into the body to drive that glucose into a cell. Well, there comes a time where your body has had enough, and then there is nowhere for that glucose to go. And so that is where one of the mechanisms of fatty liver, okay, when we're constantly sending, when the body has nowhere to put all this junk. So fasting allows your body to literally reset your insulin response and your glucose metabolism, reducing inflammation. I think we all get that, but I just want to remind you of that colorful description I gave you of that cellular creature that engulfs the dead and dying material and recycles it and poops out the good stuff at the back end that your body actually can use, like the amino acids and the omega, not omegas, the fatty acid. I'm going to get my words mixed up. Fatty acids, and so those are the things we need. And I find it amazing that not only can our body do autophagy, commit, practice, whatever, that the body can do that, but also make something good out of it. So it's not just removing the bad stuff, it saves the good stuff and sends it back out into the body. So autophagy is a natural form of detox too. We all love a good detox, and fasting is like the original form of detox. It has an antioxidant effect, okay, removing oxidative stress effects throughout the body. So this means we can safely say that autophagy helps prevent cancer risk. It helps improve autoimmune conditions. Now, when I say Reset Box does this, no, not openly like on social media, but I will definitely say that fasting, which promotes autophagy, does all these things. But yeah, I'm going to have a picture of the Reset Box there. Okay, walk the line. All right. Okay, brain health. Brain health. Here's something cool, and I don't remember talking about this too much in the past, but fasting protects against neurodegenerative disease. And none of us want that, right? Like that's like besides cancer, brain diseases are some of the scariest things we see today, right? So we're talking dementia-like symptoms, which is like a category. It's not really a disease. It's like a collection of symptoms, Alzheimer's, and things like Parkinson's. So who here doesn't want to reduce the risk of neurodegenerative disease? I just hate even saying that word. So fasting helps with that. Improved insulin sensitivity, where we talk about that in cancer prevention. Okay, so the ways to improve your fasting experience, and I'm not necessarily talking about like when you're on reset, but just think about times in between reset. Getting a good night's sleep allows your body to kick into that autophagy, okay? Exercising, moving your body. And this does not mean you have to be doing, like Orange Theory, no hate, okay? No hate. You do not have to run marathons. You do not have to, go bananas. Moving your body is a natural form that increases that cellular cleanup. Not to the same degree as fasting, of course, but we have to exercise anyway. Okay, how often should you fast for the benefits of brain health? That's an excellent question. So I don't have a direct answer to that, but it's generally recognized that a monthly fast is very safe. We should be fasting at least quarterly. In the like functional health world, everyone I know, like all of my peers, everyone's fasting every month, because that's what the data shows as safe. Okay, a 3-day fast every month is absolutely safe, and it does a fantastic job. And I would say, how often, let's revisit that question, how often should we fast for benefits of brain health? The equally important is that question is, what should I be eating to promote brain health? So the good news is a brain health diet looks exactly like a gut health diet. And when I say diet, I mean the good 4-letter word, not the bad one. I mean your nutritional plan. So a nutritional plan that supports the brain is the same that supports the gut. So that means no minimal to no processed food, 0 inflammatory oils, and then you're promoting as much whole foods as possible. Grass-fed meats, minimal or to no dairy, depending on your status there, berries, nuts, seeds. And we really don't need any modern grains whatsoever. It's just, that stuff is new. That stuff is new. And you can see in our culture that's making us more sick. It's just not really nutritive. It's not necessary. Yes, you need carbs, so to speak, but you can get them all from your vegetables, and your natural starches. Let's see. Okay, so I'm having trouble reading this because I don't have my glasses on. Why is it that so many diabetics don't believe that fatty liver can coincide? Okay, hello, endocrine nerves. Okay, so this is my theory, because you're the nurse, I'm not, Miss Nikki, but I think it's just really old, crappy information from like 30 years ago. And because you're highly educated, you probably know, like if you look back at the published date of your nursing textbooks, they're published at a time where the information is completely different than what is widely acceptable right now. And I know that just because I have a nurse practitioner on my team as well. And medical textbooks and nursing textbooks really have a lot of outdated information in them. So doctors have been saying, you shouldn't fast, you need to eat every 3 hours, it's not safe for you, diabetic, to do this. But the reality is, I know I'm being recorded, but the reality is that people can heal their diabetes with their diet. But doctors don't say that because people don't want to do that. They want to take a pill. Yes, they want to take a pill. And I don't know if you've ever had someone tell you that their metformin is cheaper than Plexus, but my soul left my body that day, and I only let it cross their lips once. And I learned that you have to speak the truth to people, and that is with love, saying, I think you're making a mistake. I think you're making a mistake, because diabetes shortens, and Nikki can give more details on this, but diabetes shortens our lifespan by up to a decade, because you're running your organs on the highest, you're in the red RPMs in your car, when you gun it and it goes, ugh. So basically, when you have diabetes, you don't feel like crap all the time, but you're high in the red. You're revving your engine all the time. You just don't really feel it because the medication is masking the true symptoms. Okay, so let's talk about types of fasting. So I got this particular piece of information I got from Dr. Mindy Pelz. In my opinion, she's sort of the leader in collecting information right now about fasting, especially in regards to women. She has a fantastic book. She has like some groups you can join. So she has lots of information regarding where you are in your lifetime of your hormones and menopause and all that, because I definitely had to rethink that as my body started to change. And she's got great information on that. So I'll lead you to her for that information. Okay, types of fasting. So intermittent fasting, that's 13 to 15 hours. It could be overnight. Let's say you stop eating dinner, you're done at 6, your fast begins. Let's say you delay breakfast and maybe you have your lean shake or some other healthy breakfast at 10 or 11. How many hours is that? I'm not going to add it up, but it's a lot, right? So you can actually be fasting every night and having those autophagy benefits. Now you have to get to 17 hours to really start moving solidly into that autophagy zone. Okay, you might kind of touch it overnight, but you want longer hours to start really tapping into those benefits. And this is ideal for people, anyone with I say AI, autoimmune, now AI means something else, but autoimmune conditions, they need a minimum of 17 hours in their fast. 24 hours, this is when the lining of your gut starts to change and heal. So you think about resetting the GI cell. So all gastrointestinal cells and cell lining starts to improve. I'm not saying that it's like magically like fairy godmother, boom, you're all fresh and new, but that's where that begins, okay? It also increases GABA. So GABA is where we get our mood help for like anxiety. Okay, so if you have clients who have anxiety, encourage them to participate in at least 24-hour fast. Okay, thank you, Sadie. Okay, 36 hours. 36 hours, this is when you move into that glucose and insulin reset. So this is Nikki's area. So you need 36 hours to put a dent in your glucose metabolism and sort of dropping that insulin down to like, I want to flatline that insulin when I fast. And you will not see me cheating because I do not want to waste my efforts. And I spent good money on that box of reset, right? So There's enough food in there. There's no reason to add on. Yes, I know you can have a little apple. I know you can do this. You truly don't need it unless this is a person who's absolutely never, 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 never fasted before, ever. Okay. All right. So that was, let's see, I said 36 hours, right? It's okay. We talked about glucose, insulin. This is where fat loss begins. 36 hours. If you're taking notes, I see you. I love you. I'm a note girl too. This is where fat loss begins. This is where the anti-aging benefits begin. This is where your dopamine starts to go up, 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 up. And that's why, like on day 2, I'm like calling Sadie and I'm like, I just want to tell somebody, you know, besides my stories, I just feel so happy I could solve any problem. Do you have any problems? Let me solve your problems, you know? And so that's 36 hours. So let's jump to 48 hours. 48 hours is where you reset your dopamine receptors. Okay, so 36 hours, dopamine starts to increase. You're like, oh, I feel so good. I love everyone, you know? And I mean, you do want to eat, but you're like, I love everyone. Because that's like after 2 days, right? Remember, day 2 is kind of, you're like, I don't know, I hate my sponsor. But then after that 48 hours, you get happy. You get happy. So now you're resetting those dopamine receptors. Your sense of well-being and your happiness increases. I just think that is so powerful. So is that little orange box that's now brown, but I still call it the little orange box, is that little box of happiness? Yes, it is. Okay, so this is the last category, 72 hours. 72 hours is a deep immune system reset. By the way, this is our reset. Okay, so everything about our reset, this is what we're talking about now. All the benefits I listed, okay, everything we already talked about for overnight, 17 hours, 24, 36, 48. Now we are getting a deep immune system reset. I don't know why I'm touching my chest. It's so serious, right? It's deep. You get stem cell regeneration. This is ideal for people who have serious chronic illness. This is for them. You know, baby stepping into 1 day and 2 days is fine. But your clients who have diagnoses, and they all do, right? Almost like 95% of our clients, right? 95% of our customers have a diagnosis. They need a 3-day reset. And when people tell me, oh, I won't do that, I'll just not eat, I'm like, good luck, call me tomorrow, you know, because there is so much support in the reset box. There's so much nutrition. And also, it's like, I'm not going to say it's a head game, but there is something about eating and drinking things every 2 hours all day long that you do tell yourself you're going to be okay, right? So severe health conditions that need recovery and healing need that 72-hour fast. So tips for success, this is like for a newbie, like someone who's never fasted before. I saw all of you, almost everyone here is fasting. So let's talk about some tips that will help your clients. And a lot of it, you know, I haven't read the reset booklet in a long time. That's enough information. Not everyone needs, you know, like a thesis. They don't need a 30-minute training, but encouraging people to start slow. If they're like, I don't know if I can do it, give them the option of doing 1 day. Give them the option of doing 2 days so they can build confidence instead of cheating their way through 3 days because they're afraid to be without food because their mom or their doctor or whoever told them they have to eat little meals every 4 hours, which is bogus. Bogus. Look at our evolution. It's bogus. Fasting was a normal part of the human experience for millennia, you know, until modern culture provided food everywhere. Use the kit, you know, use the reset kit, give them the booklet. There's also, I saw Sadie sharing like a flip book. That is awesome. Most people don't need it, but if you have people who are green and just like lots of details, you know, I love that kind of information, but most people, the booklet in the box is perfect and you don't have to be a scientist to explain it. Hydration, we need those minerals, you know, we need that magnesium, we need the potassium and all that good stuff. We're thinking about adding a little salt to your water, but we have hydrate, so you don't have to do that. Keeping a journal, monitoring how you feel, keeping a little journal in your notes, I think is ideal. And then breaking your fast gently. I can't say that enough, you know, don't go eat something crazy and get yourself sick and think reset didn't work when actually you just repolluted your body so quickly. sometimes people ask me, how often should I do it? And I ask them, the question back is, what's your commitment level to eating clean in between your fast? You know, it's like choose your hard, right? Choose your hard. Vary your fasting methods. So maybe you do your 3-day fast once a month, but maybe one day a week. The other weeks you fast. Water fast, bone broth fast. Okay. So try different things. Keep that little journal on your phone and keep it running. Keep that note, whatever you used, keep that notes open and just always be, reviewing how you're feeling during your fast. Because some fasts are going to feel amazing, and then some are going to be really hard based on what's going on in your life, where you are in your cycle, your stress level, all that good stuff. Um, let's see. Let me just make sure I covered everything. Let's see. Okay. Are there any other specific questions, Sadie? Do you want to talk about anything else? Let's see, what's the time? Oh, look at that. It was 30 minutes. Amazing.
I'm gonna take it off of speaker view. Hang on one second.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know about y'all, but I can listen to her talk about this forever. And she's convinced me. I'm more excited than ever about this. So um I'm going to stop recording. Uh, I want to say thank you to my bestie, Gillian Norman, holistic health coach, senior Ruby ambassador, wife extraordinaire, mother of 5, all the things. We love you. Thank you so, so much.
Thank
Maybe,
you.
maybe I'm gonna stop doing this. Oh no, I don't know where to. Got it.